Thank you for that perfect introduction, Lauren. Like you said, I am live at the grain elevators with Executive Director of Explore Buffalo, Brad Hahn. Now, Brad, we've got our sneakers on, we've rolled up our sleeves, we're going to get in touch with history through a little bit of urban exploring. So tell me about what we're standing in front of.
All right, so right now we're at Silo City, which is a collection of grain elevators right along the Buffalo River dating back to 1906. And this property, Silo City, is owned by Rick Smith over at Rigidized Metals, and he's invited lots of groups to come in here and repurpose this, give this complex new life. And one way is through the tours that Explore Buffalo offers here. So we do two different tours here. One is a ground level tour, and what we're doing today is a preview of our vertical tour where we're actually going to take people up to the top of some of these grain silos.
Now let's talk about the top, because I want to pan up to where we're going. We're going up probably how many stairs? 10 flights of stairs?
We're going up about 150 feet up to the very top of the complex behind us.
Now, this is just one way that you can come and explore Buffalo. You offer a lot of different tours. Give me a rundown of some of those other ways that people can find out a little bit more about the history of the places they live.
Sure. So Explore Buffalo, we're a nonprofit architecture and history tour organization. All of our tours are led by experienced volunteer docents, and we do tours from downtown Buffalo, Delaware Avenue Mansions. We do tours of the Elmwood Village, Black Rock, any place in between. We also are branching out into North Tonawanda during Canal Fest in a couple of weeks. We'll be in Lockport later this fall. So really all around Western New York, there's lots of opportunities to explore our history, our architecture, and our culture.
And one of the things you try to do is when you're going on a tour, when you're talking about things, getting people inside to really experience firsthand what it's like to learn and explore these sites.
Exactly. So again, here at Silo City, we get people right in touch with what the workers would have seen, what they would have their work experience would have been every day here at the grain elevators. When we do our Delaware Avenue Mansions tour, we take people inside one or two of the mansions to see how the Gilded Age elite really lived here in Buffalo. When we do our neighborhood walking tours, we try and get people into one or two houses. So again, that interior access is really something that we emphasize to take our tour experience to a whole new level.
And we're going to be taking this tour experience to a whole new level when we come back later on in the segment to hop up, like you said, 150 feet. We're going to tell you a little bit more about the history of the grain elevators and also show how this is possible technology-wise, because that's also a really cool story. But right now we're going to head back to Lauren. That is right, Lauren. We are coming to you live from Silo City. We have climbed several dozen flights of stairs. Tell me a little bit about how high up we are right now.
Right now we're about 150 feet up. We're at the top floor of the workhouse of the Perot elevator at Silo City.
Now, there's quite the amazing view, but before we get to the view, I want to show you how this is all possible, because I think this is very neat. We're going to you live with our TVU pack right now, so we kind of strap this onto our back, and we climbed up all of these stairs to see this view that we're looking at right now. So tell me a little bit about what people see when they come up this high.
So when you're up here at the top of Silo City, right now we're looking south along the Buffalo River. You can see some of the other grain elevators at Silo City right in front of us. Beneath us, that's the white American elevator. In the distance is Marine A. Looking off, you can see the shores of Lake Erie. You can see the windmills at the old Bethlehem Steel Plant. And if you look a little bit in the distance, you might be able to make out the Basilica and Ralph Wilson Stadium off in the south.
And there are other windows up here that kind of show the city of Buffalo, too.
Right. So if you were to look out some of the north-facing windows, you get a great view of downtown Buffalo and the waterfront, Canal Side, the old First Ward right here in front of us.
Now, we wanted to make sure that we got up here in time for this live hit, so we scurried up these stairs pretty fast. But along the way, you were giving us a little history of the building. So when people take the tour, tell me what you walk them through.
So we really follow the path of the grain as it moves throughout the building. So as it starts from coming in either by rail or by ship and then gets distributed into the silos where it's stored for a period of time, and then here in Perot at least it would go over into the malt house where it would be made into malt and then shipped to malt houses all around the country. So this elevator, just as an example, this would have held about 1 million bushels of grain. So a bushel is 60 pounds of wheat. So 60 million pounds of wheat from that, you could make 360 million loaves of wheat bread, and that's just the smallest elevator here in Buffalo. So this is really a big part of our story here in the city, is feeding not just Buffalo from these grain elevators, but the rest of the country and often the rest of the world, too.
And some of the really neat parts of this tour is you're seeing some of the grain still on the floor. You're seeing some of this equipment still intact. Do people kind of really like that part of it?
Yeah, it's like you came here and the workers just left a couple days ago expecting to come back to work. There's still calendars here in the building from 1993 when the last workers were here. Many of their tools are still right where they left them. So
Now I can imagine, though, where you climbed up a lot of flights of stairs, it can be a little intimidating for people that are afraid of heights, but you also have a ground tour for those people that want to check out the history, learn a little bit about it, but don't feel as adventurous.
Sure. So with the vertical tour, we take people to the top, but the ground floor, we still take them inside the ground floor level portions of the elevator, so they get to go inside, but without going up the stairs.
All right, I want to take a shot of Buffalo one more time as we sort of close out this interview. For people that want a little bit more information, where can they go to find that?
They can go right to our website, which is explorebuffalo.org, or they can call us at 716-245-3032.
All right, well, thank you so much for taking us on this pretty cool urban exploration today. We're going to toss it back to Lauren, though, right now, who's safe and sound in the very low-level studio right now.
Thank you.